So far in our writing linear functions unit, we have written linear functions in point-slope form, in slope-intercept form, and now we're going to write equations in what form? What does it say on the top of your paper?
Standard form.
Standard form. Standard form is also known as, write this down. Yeah. Alphabetical order. I'm calling it alphabetical order because A, B, C is obviously in alphabetical order, but also X and Y are in alphabetical order. Standard form looks like this right here. AX plus BY equal to C. Now here's the thing about these questions. To show you algebraically how to write an equation given 2 points in standard form is real ugly. So we're going to use today our test-taking skills all day long. If you notice what I've given you on example 1, what did I give you? On example 1? What did I give you in the question?
2 points.
A point and a slope. Yeah, so let's label it because we're just always going to label our stuff from here on out. So I gave you an x1, a y1, and I gave you an m. Now, all of the equations that are answer choices here, today we're going to give you a bunch of answer choices. Are they written in a form that has an m in it?
There's an E too.
Yeah, it's negative, like the equals.
Okay, here's the thing. Everybody look at your green formula chart. What type of equation are all of the answer choices? What form do they look like? Do they really look like mx plus b?
9.
They look like equation number 9?
Yes.
Do they really?
They look like 8.
If you look at number 8, number 8 is ax plus by equal to c. Oh, yeah, don't overthink it. This is the format that they gave you. Is one of those letters an m? No, so it doesn't tell you the slope right away. So here's what we want to do. We want to rewrite the answer choices to slope-intercept form. Two steps. You guys all answered this at the door. If I wanted to solve letter A for y, what's the first step? Inverse operations. So I'm going to do minus 3x and minus 3x. Please use your small handwriting. I apologize for those of you with large handwriting. Okay, so after I do this, I now have 2y equal to negative 3x minus 23. What's the last step to solve for y? By the number in front of y, so that I would get y equal to negative 3 over 2x minus 23 over 2.
Oh, no, it's so we don't use the 3. Okay, never mind.
Okay, now that we've taken the answer choice and we wrote it in slope-intercept form, now it looks like y equals mx plus b. Does that have the right slope? Should I choose answer choice A? No, we're going to cross it out and we're going to say y. We're going to say wrong slope. That way when we look back at our notes later, we'll be like, why did I cross that out? Oh, it had the wrong slope. Right? This is the slope.
So what is the slope?
Look at the question. The question says that the slope is 3 over 2. And what was the slope of the line we just found?
Negative
3. That's not the same.
Wait, you never used that negative 3.
What? Right here?
Write it down.
I did too. I brought it down right here.
Oh, okay.
So that question was a really good question. He said, whatever the x is, that's the b. Is this now written in this form?
No.
We already moved it away from standard form, so this is no longer a, b, and c. This is y equals mx plus b. We can move them in and out of different forms, and it changes the information that it gave us. A would be 3, b would be 2, c would be negative 23. But we just rearranged it.
I get it. You don't use the 2 over 2 for the y.
Correct.
So
What?
after.
Yeah, so we need to match up this information. So let's solve the next one for y. I'm going to zoom in on these 3 so I can kind of see them a little bit better. But I'm going to call on you to help me out. So Alex, what's the first step to solve for y in number b?
For B?
Uh-huh.
Minus 3x on both sides.
Okay, great. Everybody minus 3x on both sides. We'd get negative 2y equal to negative 3x minus 22. Okay, sweet. Adrian M., what's the next step to solve for y?
Oh, you divide the y.
By the negative 2 in front of y. Okay, cool. So then I have y equal to 3 over 2x plus 11. Does that one have the right slope?
Yes. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a possibility. We're going to keep it. We're going to say, okay, maybe this one. So I like to put a little star next to things when I think they're maybes. So let's keep that one. Let's go to the next one. Answer choice C. Let's solve that one for y. Christian, what's the first thing I'm going to do to solve for y? Negative 3x on both sides. Very cool. Okay, I've done that. Maya, what's the last step to solve for y? What's the last step to solve for y? We want to get the y by itself, so what do we have to get rid of? By doing what? Divide. All right, we're going to divide by negative 2.
So it would always cancel out, right?
It should always cancel out. That's the whole point, is to get y by itself. So if it doesn't cancel out, you did something wrong.
Oh, okay.
Did y'all hear that?
Absolutely.
It should cancel out, right? Yes. We want y by itself. Negative 3 over negative 2, that's positive 3 over 2. And 22 divided by negative 2 is negative 11. Does that have the right slope?
Yeah.
Okay, so should we keep that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another maybe for us. Do y'all see how this works every time?
Yeah.
We're just going to solve the standard forms for y equals mx plus b.
So we're just checking every single answer?
We're checking every single answer. Here's the last one. Again, we're just subtracting 3x from both sides. We get negative 2y equal to negative 3x plus 23. And what am I dividing by?
Minus negative 2.
Negative 2, and I divide by negative 2 everywhere. Yes, sir?
We're definitely going to be I steps, right?
Huh?
We're definitely going to be I steps.
Not really.
So we still are though.
Not really.
So we are.
Just hang on, guys. Just hang on. Don't spoil the surprise. Does this last one have the right slope?
Yeah.
Does it? Okay, so we have 3 possibilities when we check just based on slopes. But what was the other piece of information that they gave me in the question?
The coordinate point.
What can we do with that coordinate point?
And
And maybe the thing that you bring to class every day and should have open to desmos.com.
we can do the point slope one.
We could. Even easier. Check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to take that coordinate point. What was the coordinate point they gave me on the top?
5 and negative 4.
We're going to type 5 comma negative 4 into Desmos, and it's going to give me a coordinate point. There's going to be 3 lines that show up for you. There's going to be a couple that do this, and then there's going to be one that does this. Which one of those lines would I pick? The one that goes through the point. I honestly don't remember if I did that color scheme right. So let's check. Everybody in your Desmos or in your neighbor's Desmos, if your computer's dead and I don't have a charger for you, type in all 3 equations and the coordinate point and see which one actually goes through the point.
Yes, all 3 equal.
Yeah, so we typed in that first, or answer choice B, right? And it didn't work because it didn't go through point. Wrong point. Yes, sir.
Can we still write just the question? Or do we have to write the answer?
What you mean?
Do we have the, like this? Do we have to write the answer to it? Or
You should only be typing in the answer. In Desmos test mode, standard form's not going to graph. In Desmos test mode, only things that graph are things that say y equals.
I still. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so I see a bunch of us typing in this. That's not what we're typing in. My bad. I don't think I explained that very well. We're not typing in what they gave us because it's not going to graph. We're typing in what we found because that's going to graph. Okay, let's check the other answer choices, please. So once again, we tried C, and we know that C was not correct because, again, it had the wrong point. But we tried answer choice D, and it actually went through that coordinate point that we wanted. So we would select answer choice D. We are purely only doing these questions with multiple choice answers. So be able to take this multiple choice answer and solve it for y. This is why we've solved for y like 18,000 times, because we have to be able to do it for these kinds of questions. Yes, sir.
Find the Texas one.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I need everybody that's sitting in a desk that is partner A. Partner A's only. You're going to test these 2 points right here, or these 2 lines. Partner B's, whatever one you're sitting on, you're going to do B and D. I need you just to solve your 2 equations for y and check and see if it would have the right slope. I hear that. And the right point.
What if you don't have a partner?
That's fine. Just do your part. We'll come together to talk it all out.
You have to memorize?
No, I just worked them all out.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're literally just looking for the slope.
Well, that's the first step because it tells me what the slope should be. There's only one on here once I solve them all that has the wrong slope. Which one is it? B. So we cross B out. We know for sure B's not it because it has the wrong slope. But what do we do to eliminate the other answer choices? Graph them. We need to graph our answer choices in Desmos and see which one actually goes through that coordinate point of 7, 3. Okay, somebody who solved this, which equation, which answer choice goes through that point 7, 3?
D.
I do believe it was C. Is that correct? Does everyone agree?
C.
C, it's C.
like my little brother.
So that equation, when we type it in, would actually go through the point 7, 3. We could have worked this out the other way, the way we learned last week, and put it in slope-intercept form, point-slope form, all of that stuff, and then had to rearrange it to standard form, but ew, that's a lot. Let's use our resources. Okay? That's how I want you to solve these problems. Anytime you're given a standard form equation, you solve it for y.
We're going to be able to use decimals
Mhm.
in the test.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just this.
Just not the PSAT, yeah. Okay, let's go on. These last few little bits are super duper easy. They are word problems, so you have to read, but that's okay, we can read. It says a customer paid a total of $6 for copies at a copy shop. Each black and white copy costs 6 cents, and each color copy costs 14 cents. Write an equation that can be used to find all the combinations of B and C, so black and white copies and color copies, the customer paid for at the coffee shop. When we're solving these kinds of questions, the first thing I need you to do is label what your variables stand for. What does it say B stands for in this question? Like it literally says, number of black and white copies. Everybody writes that down. We have labeled our stuff. That's going to be our main gist of a long time from now. We're going to label all our stuff.
What is that next to the hashtag?
Of OF. Cursive, sorry. What does C stand for? What does it tell me?
Copies.
Will you answer it?
Number of copies.
Will you answer it? Number of color copies. Okay, great. Let's organize our information. In the question, let's look for where it talks about black and white copies.
So here's what we also know. We know that a black and white copy costs 6 cents and a color copy costs 4 cents for a grand total of $6. So all we have to do is put those numbers together. So 6 cents times that B and 14 cents times that C is equal to a grand total of $6. If you want to see the other example, just go see your notes that are uploaded into your Google Drive.